काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का, टाटा कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tata Crucible Corporate Quiz 22-23, yet another season of this quiz, and we have completed 10 clusters of this quiz already, which means we have identified 10 winners who will move into that semi-final in Mumbai. And now it's time for us to get into the 11th cluster. That is the cluster with all the regions that's appearing on your screen. That's Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar and Chandigarh. So all the contestants here are from these regions that you can see on your screen. Let me quickly introduce them to you, then get into the wild card. The first contestant who joins us is Alekhya from Musaidu, Gurgaon. There he is. Following him is Avijit from Google, Gurgaon. Representing Pubmatic from Gurgaon again is Kaman Ashish. And from EY is Ayush. Joining us from American Express in Gurgaon is Shreyan. And completing our lineup here today is Vipul from Oceaneering, Chandigarh. Alright, so that's the lineup we have for you here today. 10 questions is what I have for them, all of them on the buzzer, and you know how it works. Top 3 scorers from among the 6 of them will move into the cluster final. This is a qualifier round, so it's all about getting into that cluster final. That's the goal of a wild card. Alright, time for me to get into the wild card itself. May I request all our finalists to move their phones into the camera angle, please, and we will get started with the first wild card of the 11th cluster here today. Time for me to start this wild card, ladies and gentlemen. Let's figure out who will move into that cluster final. Alright, question number 1 of this wild card. Here we go. Who bought the airline Air Sahara in India? I'll help you with options, Jet Airways or Kingfisher. Go ahead, Avijit. Unmute yourself, Avijit.
Kingfisher.
Taking a -1 on that is Avijit. The right answer, Jet Airways. They called it Jet Light. When they bought it, they called it Jet Light. Jet Airways, the answer I was looking for. All right, Avijit taking a negative on that. Let's move in to question number 2. His brother found Adidas. Which shoe or sportswear? Ayush not needing me to complete the question. Go ahead, Ayush.
A Puma.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. I expected a quick buzz on this. I did not expect it to be so quick. +1 to Ayush on that one. Let's move into question number 3. Which brand of drink is an adaptation of the Thai energy drink? Ayush again, go ahead.
And this is Red Bull.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. He gets another +1. I would have completed the question saying Thai energy drink, Krating Daeng. The answer is Red Bull, of course, giving Ayush that +1. Let's move into question number 4. Dr. J. Danley Budd, William McGonagall, John Dwan, Herman Cable, Henry Bryan together founded which company? I'll help you out. 3M or Caterpillar? Whoa, no one going on the buzzer. Kaman Ashish going on the buzzer. Go ahead.
3M.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. 3M giving him that +1. Kamanashi is getting a +1 on that, ladies and gentlemen. Time for me to move on to the next question. Question number 5. Here we go. Which brand of ice cream was founded by Rose and Ruben Mattis? Go ahead, Avijit. Quick on the buzzer. Unmute yourself, Avijit.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's.
My options for you were Ben & Jerry's or Häagen-Dazs. -1 to you. Häagen-Dazs is the right answer. Häagen-Dazs is what I was looking for as an answer. This is the second negative that Avijit has taken. He's on -2 already. I'll of course get to the scores a little later. Let's move into question number 6. Which brand traces its origin to Bank American, a credit card program launched by the Bank of America in 1958? Ayush, go ahead.
Visa.
+1, absolutely right. +1 on that. Good answer by Ayush there. Let's move on. Question number 7. It was formed as the Upton Machine Company in 1911. Go ahead, Ayush.
Whirlpool.
Well, he did not let me complete the question. What is it called now was my complete question. +1 to you. Whirlpool is absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've completed 7 questions. Let me tell you where all of them stand. Well, Avijit took 2 negatives, so he's on -2. Ayush is on +4. And I also have Kamnashish on +1. Rest of them are on nil. 3 more questions to go. Avijit can still bounce back if he gives the next 3 questions right. 3 slots in that cluster final. Let's not forget that. Moving on to question number 8. Here we go. Hindalco belongs to which corporate group? Go ahead, Avijit.
Vedanta.
-1. I had options for you. Mahindra or Aditya Birla. Aditya Birla, the answer I was looking for. All right, he knows what it means. That's the reason you can see the emotions right there on the screen. Let's move on to the penultimate question, question number 9. It was known as Marathon in United Kingdom. Go ahead, Ayush.
Snickers.
My complete question. It was known as Marathon in the United Kingdom until 1990 when they changed the brand name. How do we know this confectionery brand today? Snickers, absolutely right, giving him another +1. And with that, Ayush is on 5 points, ladies and gentlemen. The last question of this wild card, here we go. Elastoplast is a brand originally from which country? I'll help you out. France or Germany? Alekhya, go ahead.
I think it's Germany.
+1 to you. Absolutely right, Alekhya, getting a +1 on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have identified the 3 scorers, the top 3 scorers, with 1 point each. Alekhya from Macedo and Kamnashish from Pubmatic, both from Gurgaon, move into that cluster final. And with 5 points, Ayush from EY Gurgaon moves into that cluster final as well. Well, you've seen how the cluster final goes on. It was very exciting if you ask me. I don't know how the cluster final is going to be, but before that, I have to finish another wild card. So please join me in the second wild card of this cluster. I will see you there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second wild card of the 11th cluster of the Tata Crucible Corporate Quiz. That is the 2022-23 edition. Yet another season of this quiz. We have completed 10 clusters of this quiz already and identified 10 winners who will move into the semi-finals in Mumbai. And time for us now to identify the 11th winner. But before I do that, I need to go through the second wild card and understand who would be the 3 among the 6 of them who will join the first 3 qualifiers into that cluster final. This cluster, of course, covers the regions from Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar and Chandigarh, and all of these contestants fall under that region. Let me introduce all of them to you and then we will begin this wild card. Our first finalist of the day representing Bharti Airtel is Chetna. Following him is Sarvesh from Renew Power, Vinam from Plaza Technologies, Anulipi from BCG. Representing Tata Singapore Airlines is Akash. And completing the lineup for us, representing Gartner India Research is Akhil. All of them belonging to the Gurgaon region. So I guess Gurgaon region has done better in this cluster. So we have had a lot of Gurgaon finalists joining us into the wild card. Remember, top 3 scorers from among the 6 of you will qualify. All right. Remember that this is all about qualifying. I keep repeating this all the time because quizzers want to win. So sometimes they can get a little carried away. So they need a little bit of a reminder that the wild card is all about qualifying. All right. So if all of you are ready, we are unlocking the buzzers. Good luck to all of you. 10 questions. May I request all of you to move your phones into the camera angle, please. Question number 1 of this wild card. Here we go. Which British retail giant started the discount supermarket chain Jack's in 2018? I'll give you options. Oh, not required. Chetna doesn't need options. Go ahead.
Is it Tesco?
You did not need your options. You're absolutely right. Tesco giving you a +1. Good answer there by him. Let's move on to the next one. What is the target audience of the sub-brand from Nike called Nike SB? I basically need to know what SB stands for. Akhil, go ahead.
So Nike SB is for sneakerheads and sneakerheads, and that's the target market.
Getting a -1 on that is Akhil. I said I basically needed to know what SB stands for. Skateboarding, the answer. Skateboarding is what I was looking for. Let's move on to question number 3. Here we go. Which Mexican fast food chain's name means dried jalapenos in the language? Oh, Sarvesh, go ahead.
Chipotle.
Well, my options were Taco Bell or Chipotle. The right answer, Taco Bell. Getting a -1 on that. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. Slightly longer question. You choose the moment when you want to press the buzzer. Which audio products manufacturing company was started by Jimmy Iovine and Andre Young as a solution to the piracy problem on music sales and the substandard quality of earphones? Boat or Beats Audio? Akhil, go ahead. I think he's taking a chance. Go ahead, Akhil.
This is Beats Audio.
+1. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. He gets a +1. All right, let's move on. Question number 5. Following George Floyd's protests, Quaker Oats decided to retire which 130-year-old brand acknowledging its origins are based on a racial stereotype? Your options, King Vitamin or Aunt Jemima. Jemima, however you want to say it. Go ahead, Akhil. He's on the buzzer.
It's Aunt Jemima.
+1 to you. +1, absolutely right. There's a lot of history behind this retraction that happened. If you can go back and check, it's a good story there. Let's move on to question number 6. DeLong Steel, that is DELONG. DeLong Steel is from which country? Australia or China? Vinam, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Vinam.
Sorry, Australia.
-1 on that. China, the right answer. He takes a negative, but he was taking his chances. Moving on, question number 7. An elephant never forgets, and that's what it's all about. Do not mess with the elephant. Which founder, or rather the founder of which app, said this about the company's logo? Go ahead, Akhil.
This is Evernote.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Evernote is absolutely right. 3 more questions remaining. Let me tell you where that scoreboard stands. All right. With 2 points, Akhil is leading this wild card and Chetna is on 1 point. He's the positive. That's a good score if you ask me. Sarvesh and Vinam are both on -1 each. Anulipi and Akash are yet to score. All right. 3 more questions to go. Moving on to question number 8. Which company, started by Sher Wang and Peter Chow, is credited with creating the world's first Android smartphone? Samsung or HTC? Akhil, go ahead.
This is HTC.
Absolutely right. +1 on that. HTC is what I was looking for. He gets another +1, moving him to 3 points. Penultimate question of this wild card, ladies and gentlemen. Which company owns Costa Coffee? Go ahead, Sarvesh, on the buzzer.
That is an early tap, so that'd be -1 on my end.
Or you buzzed a little too early, you don't take a chance. I mean, give me any answer. You're telling me you'll take a negative, might as well take a chance. Come on.
It's a PepsiCo then.
Well, you were very close. -1. Coca-Cola, the right answer. Coca-Cola would have given you a +1. But hey, you took a chance. That was sportive of you. It gets a -1 there, ladies and gentlemen. Coca-Cola is what I was looking for. The last question of this wild card. Which brand gets its name from peer-to-peer networks in the sky? Go ahead, Vinam. Easy answer. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, Vinam.
Is it the Elon Musk company? I'm forgetting the name.
I need one answer.
Completely blank right now.
All right. Even if you had given me any Elon Musk company's name, you would have got a negative. -1 on that. If you just look at it, peer-to-peer network in the sky. Skype is what I was looking for as an answer. The answer was right there if you had put those words together. Skype is what I was looking for. When I'm getting a negative, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me quickly tell you where all of them stand because I've completed 10 questions already. Akhil has technically won this wild card and he moves into the cluster final with 3 points. And joining him is Chetna with 1 point. So both of them have made it into that cluster final fair and square. But Sarvesh and Vinam are already on -2 each. And I have Anulipi and Akash both on 0. So now I have a tiebreaker between Anulipi and Akash. Both of them are smiling there. Yes, sometimes when you choose to keep quiet, it helps. But you still have to give me an answer now if you have to move into the cluster final. Unfortunately, Sarvesh and Vinam will not get into the tiebreaker because of the negatives that they have. All right. So these questions are only for Anulipi and Akash. The rest of you will not be taking part in these questions. Tiebreaker question number 1. Which fantasy sports website founded by Harsh Jain and Bhavit Sheth? Go ahead, Akash.
It's MPL.
Let me complete the question. Harsh Jain and Bhavit Sheth roped in actors Karthik Aaryan and Samantha Prabhu as their brand ambassadors. My options were Dream 11 and MPL, that is Mobile Premier League. Dream 11, the right answer. Taking a negative is Akash. And because of that negative that he took, Anulipi from BCG will join Akhil and Chetna into that cluster final. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We have identified the top 3 scorers who have moved into the cluster final. You don't go anywhere. There is an interesting cluster final coming up, and I really hope you join us in that final. Take care.
मंजू जी, ये असुर कहाँ पे देखने को मिलेगा?
टाटा प्ले बिंज पे गुरुजी देखिए वोट सिलेक्ट का सर सोनी लिव खान देखिए और डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार का दहन जैसे शोज और मूवी सब एक बिंज ऐप पे।
मुरली जी, ये तो बच्चा बच्चा जानता है, अब तो पूछना बंद कर दीजिए।
Binge from Tata Play 14 plus apps की मूवीज और शोज एक ऐप में प्लान्स ₹59 से शुरू। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
A big hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today at yet another cluster final of Tata Crucible for Corporates 2022-23. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fabulous journey across the length and breadth of this nation, and we are today in the northern terrain of this nation. Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, Chandigarh, all these are the regions that have been contesting here. But well, we seem to have a final which seems to be from one location, and that is Gurgaon. In many ways, it defines the business capital of this region at least. Gurgaon certainly is powering India's business enterprises, especially on the modern side. We've also got a very diverse set of 6 finalists representing very different industries, which again is reflective of what Gurgaon is to India today. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, before we pick our next semi-finalist, let's see who are the contenders here today from this fabulous city. As our first contender here today, and a consistent one at that, these are some regular faces that you would get to find at a Tata Crucible. Representing Mosedu from Gurgaon, we have with us Alekia. Welcome to you. Neighboring him as our second finalist, representing Pubmatic from Gurgaon, we have with us Kamanashish. Welcome to you. Neighboring him from the consulting world of Ernst & Young, representing them is Ayush. Welcome, Ayush. As we move across to the world of connectivity, and it's been so important over the last couple of years, we have representing Airtel here today, Chetna. Welcome to you. And across to another consulting giant representing BCG with us here today in this final, the lone lady, Anulipi. Welcome, Anu. And to our final contender from the world of research, which could be the closest to what we do in our lives, from Gartner, Akhil in this final. Welcome to you. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are our 6 finalists. 24 questions separate the 6 of them from a semi-final slot. 50 the value of every answer, plus or minus, depending on whether you get it right or wrong. 5 seconds the duration. And to all the many of you who watch a Tata Crucible now, just for your comfort, each and every cluster round that we shoot is in a proctored environment. What that means is there's someone from our side with the contestants at the location they are at to ensure fair play. So be rest assured, no one there is indulging in anything that would be suspicious or inappropriate. And I don't honestly think any quizzer worth his or her salt would do that. I've always stood by that statement. 5 seconds is all you get in the digital world. What can you figure in 5 seconds? So, we've seen our contestants. We are set to get going with this game. The world, of course, has moved on post the pandemic. Every corporate today wants to have people who will step up, strike gold, stand tall. These are the mantras that you get to hear. And that's really the concoction that we've put together at Tata Crucible for Corporates this time around. So we'll pick action with the first frontier of our battle here today. Time for our contestants to step up. Here it is. 50 is the value. Questions could be supported by information from my side, but if you press the buzzer, you're indicating you know the answer. So I shall keep quiet the moment you press the buzzer. If you're ready, all hands on the buzzer, starting with the first one on your screen now. This is the evolution of Indian hockey. And over a period of time, a great Indian supported the Hockey Federation with a great amount of enthusiasm and finances. Ayush has gone for it. Yes, Ayush.
I'll say Naval Tata.
Naval Tata will give him the first 50. Cleverly played. Some people can go prior to Naval Tata. In fact, he was getting a special honor from the hockey team there as he walks through those sticks. First 50. Going to Ernst & Young as we go to our next question on your screens. Identify a lady from the world of sport who would associate to this brand GOAT. Recently launched a new collection. Well, GOAT merch, which is GOAT merchandise. Extraordinary champion. World of sport. World of women. Someone's going for it. Chetna's taking a shot. Yes, go ahead.
Is it Serena Williams?
Absolutely well played. He's got himself a 50 on that one. Current affairs and the US Open would have actually been a big clue for you. And that gives him a 50 as we move on to the next one. On to your screens. Question appearing now. Manas Agro Industries and the Purti Group would link you to a famous Indian leader, politician, and minister. His son Sarang is a famous businessman himself, runs these groups. The Purti Group was actually renamed as Manas, very famous politician, well known in this country. Who's this politician that I'm talking about? Is someone going for it? Nobody taking a chance on that one. 5 seconds of time running away. The answer is the business side of Nitin Gadkari. Nitin Gadkari and their family are very astute in the world of business as well. And turns out no one went for that one. As we go to the next one on your screen, early days in this cluster final, on screen now. Overall answer is what matters. Here are your clues coming on your screen. Chetna's gone for it really fast. Yes, Chetna, go ahead.
Is it Zomato?
Can you explain?
So Intercity Legends, basically they launched a service where you can order food from any of the cities.
Chetna going on one hook and then fitting the rest into it. He'll get himself a 50. Well played. I think that will take him to 100 from Airtel. He's playing well. I think Anulipi knew the answer from her expression. There's the nod. She should have gone for it a little earlier. As we go to the next one on your screens now. It's a widely used term. Ayush, off in a flash.
So metaverse is the term.
The term is metaverse. It comes from this book called Snow Crash, Oh, absolutely well played. He really knew it because he just didn't have to wait for it at all. Neil Stephenson's book, Giving the World Metaverse. 50 to Ayush. I think that gets him to 100 as well. It's interesting. As we go to the final one, early days in this cluster final, on your screen now. Tata NX is a foray by a Tata. Alekhya has gone for it. Yes, Alekhya.
I think this is, although the overall answer is Tata Chemicals. They have launched a few products which are into nutraceuticals as well, NX. And on top right is the product for healthy aging people, like people who want to have a healthy living lifestyle.
Your answer, Tata Chemicals. 50 to you, extremely well played. Good answer by him. And that answer basically also underlines the importance of healthy living. And he rightly pointed out elders, but healthy living, good lifestyle, wellness, all of those are so important. And our partner here today who advocates that at the Tata Crucible is Tata 1mg. And it's not important today to be safe only when you're asked to be safe. It's important to be safe proactively. That's the good message that we have for you. And for the moment, we will have to move from one supporter to another at the Tata Crucible here as we'll take a look at the Tata Play binge board to see who's binging from this cluster.
You want to be 100% sure. That's why our labs are the best, we ensure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, early days in this quiz, but let me go to our first audience question here. And you know what to do. Just key in into your chat boxes. If you're right and fast, you stand to win a prize from the Tatas. All right, let me ask this to the many thousand school children who now watch Tata Crucible. In fact, we never imagined a couple of years ago that we would get 15 million plus viewers for a Tata Crucible. That's the kind of staggering number that watches a Crucible now online. So many of them, of course, are school kids. And it's nice to see school children getting introduced to a Tata Crucible at a very early age. So here's a question for you all. Other than, and I'm not keeping it business for you, I'm keeping it something that y'all can answer. Other than mercury, which is the other element that is in a liquid form under standard conditions of temperature and pressure? Other than mercury, which is the only other element that is liquid under standard conditions for temperature and pressure. Key in your answers while we get back to the Tata Play binge board to see what's happening with this cluster. Not much to say, 2 on 100, 1 on a 50. Everyone else, I'm sure, is not perturbed by that scorecard because no one's really run away with it. As we move to the second frontier of our battle here today, time for our contestants to strike gold. Here it is. The scores remain the same. Starting with the first one on your screen, your overall answer is an individual. Here it is. All of these will lead you to a very important Indian. Alekhya has gone for it. Yes, Alekhya.
I'll guess this is Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata, explain.
I think he has had stakes in Car Dekho Cash Karo and definitely Dog Spot. He's a big time dog lover. If I recall correctly, Dog Spot was also one of the companies very invested in. So Ratan Tata is my overall answer.
I think Dog Spot was a giveaway even when we framed the question. Rashmi and me did have a quick debate on that, but we said we should leave that there. I think that was one too many a clue for Alekhya to zero in on Ratan Tata. 50 to him on that one. As we move on to the next one on your screens, overall answer is what matters in these questions. Here's the next one. They inspire. Oh, Alekhya has gone for it very quickly. Yes, Alekhya.
I'll say this is...
You got to answer quickly or on the buzzer. Alekhya.
HP. HP.
HP.
Hewlett Packard.
Minus 50 to you on Hewlett Packard. He went on Inspire. He did not look at Seize the Day, which is a very important clue there. The overall answer that I was looking for as he loses a 50 is Baskin Robbins. Well, the spoon there and the shape of that spoon in itself was a big clue. And sometimes we tend to look for too many clues. There was pink all over there, the dress, all those were big clues. But nonetheless, Baskin Robbins letting him down as we move to the next one on your screen. Again, overall answer matters. Here it is. All of these from the Marlboro Man to Eagle Rider. Someone's gone for it. Akhil, it is. Yes, Akhil.
Sorry, this is the advertising agency Leo Burnett. I'm taking a guess here.
Oh, well.
Because
he'll take a minus. I think he hinged on Marlboro Man. I think he over-hinged on that because that is the one logic I can think. He missed Eagle Rider, which is a very, very important clue there. Tough one to miss. If you can get an Eagle Rider out there, the answer is very simple in retrospect. Harley Davidson. He's nodding his head. He now knows, my God, I missed it on the Eagle Rider. Also promoting the Marlboro Man in a different form. Well, taking a negative on that one as we go to the next question on your screens now. From not too far from where you are, from St. Stephen's College in Delhi, this young man graduated and is today a very well-known industrialist, especially in the automobile domain, more so in the two-wheeler business of India. Alakya has gone for it.
I think this is Rahul Bajaj.
Very well played, 50. No nonsense quizzing. He gets back that 50 that he lost as we go to the next one on your screen now. This is a book written on an American MNC which took the entertainment industry by storm by saying, oh, Ayush has gone for it. Yes, Ayush?
So from the show, they'll say HBO.
Very well played. Very well played. Tinderbox is a book written on home box office or HBO. Beautifully played. Clever answer, 50 to him. I think this battle is slowly beginning to shape up in terms of people scoring at will. As we go to the next one on screen, the last one in this round, on your screens now. Who owns Come on, Ashish, in a flash? Go ahead.
I've just guessed because, I'll just guess. This is the operative group.
Ooh. A minus 50 to you on that one. And if our chief guest was the quiz master today, he'd give you an additional minus 100 on that. Well, you got a minus 50 on that. This is Indian Hotels. And this is a phenomenal offering. I've actually stayed at a couple because South has more of Amas and I come from the South. And it's a beautiful offering which integrates great service, hospitality and environmental consciousness in a very big way. And well, that of course is the answer. But our environment consciousness message at a Tata Crucible, of course, is from our partner Nexon, who's been driving the electric revolution for environmentally better automobiles and a better driving experience.
You gotta move it to the max. You gotta move it in the soul. You gotta move it, move it, move it. Move it to the max.
The new Nexon EV Max moves you to the max.
Well, halfway through this quiz, it's going to be an interesting move forward. Ayush is ahead. The others are right behind him. But I've got a couple of audience questions for you before we get back to them. Here's the next one. Let me see you crack this. It's an important flavor. It's a very expensive flavor. It's actually an orchid from the Planifolia family. How do we know this plant? It's an expensive flavor. It's an orchid from the Planifolia family. Key in your answers. It's something very popular and all of us love the taste of it. All right, I think that last bit was a clue. One too many. Here's one more question for you. let me ask you this. I am the Roman god of fire. I am the Roman god of fire. The process of treating rubber with sulfur is named after me. Who am I? So it's a nice process. If you have an engineering mind, you will get this right. But let's get back to the Tata Play binge board to see where this quiz stands and who is heading forward from this cluster. But for the moment, we will need to take a look at that binge board to see how this is shaping up. Kaman Ashish did not want that negative. But we will take a look on the binge board from Tata Play. Here it is. Oh, that's showing up there as a minus 50 for him. He did not want that one. Alekia is on 100. Chetna on 100. Ayush just ahead at 150. The rest I'm sure will score. Anulipi needs to be a little faster on her buzzer. She's buzzed at least 3 times. And on all the 3, she's not been the first to buzz. As we move to the next frontier, it's time to stand tall. Here it is. On to the first one. I need a very specific answer. I'm being careful even before I play the question out to you. On your screen, first one, scoring pattern remains the same. Who owns this chatbot? Ask Disha. Akhil's gone for it. Specific answer. Go ahead, Akhil.
This is IRCTC.
Cleverly played. Cleverly played. He did not say Indian Railways. It's IRCTC, and he's got that absolutely right. Technology being powered through IRCTC. Good one. 50 to Akhil. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer on your screen now. GD Pharmaceuticals, Gaur Mohan Datta. Ayush is giving it a shot. Go ahead, Ayush.
Boroline.
Beautiful. Beautifully played. Powerful Indian brands. Boroline is absolutely right. On to the next one on your screen now. 2 Harbors, Minnesota Lake Country. This is the birthplace museum of a great innovative giant in this world. They're known for their brands. Alekia is giving it a shot. Yes, Alekia.
I think this is a Minnesota mining, 3M, basically. 3M, that's brands.
Well played, 50. And I think that takes him to her 200. It gives him a clear lead from the others. He's beginning to play well and with greater confidence in his answers. As we go to the next one on your screens now. Identify this Harvard alumni and business tycoon from southern India. She's called the Sari Princess of India. Harvard to Sari Princess. She is an important lady from a big brand in India. Very prestigious brand. Well, up north in Gurgaon, the saris don't seem to have a great fancy currently, though they have some outstanding outlets in Delhi as well. The answer that I was looking for is Lavanya Nalli from Nalli Silks. Huge brand from the Nalli Silk saris, and a Harvard alum. She's really propelled that group into a huge new modern enterprise. 2 remaining in this round. Here's the penultimate one coming on your screen now. Every Ganesh Chaturthi, this brand comes out with beautiful ad campaigns to advertise not just for their services, but for food and the fact that Ganesha loved his food. Which delivery giant in India is this? Chetna's gone for it, yes. Go ahead, Chetna.
Is it Zomato?
Well, he seems to have a lot of Zomato shares because he seems to be answering only Zomatos when we give him the chance. He'll take a negative on that one. This time around, the answer is Swiggy. Well, tough one to miss. It's like a Pepsi-Coke toss-up. Which one do you say? The answer this time was Swiggy. As we go to the last one, he will lose a 50, but I'm sure he'll try to recover that. On the final question in this round, on your screen now. This is a famous campaign which says 3 things that make you swim faster. Huge brand. Come on, Ashish. Your mic is off, come on, Ashish.
Yeah, I'll just take a guess. Audi.
Oh my God. He really took a huge risk on that one. Well, swimming, clearly the clue there. The logo was not too tough to read into, in my opinion. If you read into those, the shapes, the answer that I was looking for, more so from the boomerang, was Speedo. Speedo from swimwear. So it turned out to be a tough one, but a cheeky one. 3 things that make you swim faster, and one among them was Speedo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this quiz is looking interesting, and why do I make that comment? The Tata Play binge board will tell us the story on where our contestants stand. Here is why I made that comment. On 150, Alekia is just 1 answer away from Ayush. Ayush is looking good and sharp. Chetna has gained and lost. He needs to be a little more consistent. All he needs to do is get 1 right, and then he's in striking distance. The others have a fair amount of work to do as we move into the final frontier of our cluster final here today from the northern terrain of India. It's time to celebrate India. Here it is. "50 years of Indian independence, or Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, as this nation has been celebrating, and we inch closer to the culmination of that celebration. We here at Tata Crucible have been celebrating the business side of India, the brand side of India, the campaigns of India, the pioneers in the business side of India, all of whom have shaped and laid the foundations for a great business enterprise called India. So celebrating India, from pioneers to brands to campaigns, this round is all about wonderful India from a business perspective. 6 questions which I will read out to you. If you press the buzzer while I'm reading the question, which you're allowed to do, I shall stop reading the question because you're indicating you know the answer. 50, the value of the answers, 6 questions remaining, and 1 contestant goes through to the national semi-final. For now, Ayush just with his nose in front. If you're ready, nothing appearing on your screen, listen to me carefully, starting with the first one. I am a famous industrialist, a freedom fighter, known for popularizing Khadi, conducting tours across India for the Swadeshi movement. I also ran and pulled bullock carts, earning the name Oxford, with even Sardar Patel calling me by this name, and Gandhi himself showing off a contraption of this to visitors. My Oxford, Gandhi also called me his 5th son. Ayush is giving it a shot.
Jamna Lal Bajaj.
Brilliantly played. Brilliantly played on Jamna Lal Bajaj. He'll get himself a 50. A great Indian who's helped shape this beautiful nation. Taking Ayush to 250. Ernst & Young is who he's playing for this time. As we go to the next one, here's my question. It's a beverages brand which was once a market leader for multiple years. It started in the late 70s. It was started by a politician and an industrialist called Charanjit Singh, who also built, Akhil has gone for it. Yes, Akhil?
Half chance, is it 77? 77.
Well, close shot on 77. The answer was Campa Cola. Well, Campa Cola is the brand that I was looking for. Akhil taking a negative on that. History of India. Great Indian brand. In fact, it had a slogan, the Great Indian Taste, which of course today is used more in the flavoring world. On to the next one. Question number 3. The battle's getting tight because Alekia will have to score at some stage. Ayush has now got a 100-pointer lead. Question 3. I am a chartered accountant and entrepreneur who once worked as a consultant for PricewaterhouseCoopers. I later was well known for coining Chetna's gone for it. That's a huge risk to take.
Okay, I'm guessing, is it Pranay Roy?
Oh, lovely, lovely, linking current affairs beautifully from the region of the quiz. He figured it should be something. A chartered accountant, PricewaterhouseCoopers, I think those were important clues for him. Dr. Pranay Roy will give him a 50 and an important one. Because Chetna, I think, gets to 100 with that. He's still got a lot of work to do. 3 questions left. He'll have to get all the 3 right, technically. But if he gets 1 right, he's in for a second spot battle with Alekia. Question number 4. I am an IIT Delhi graduate, an entrepreneur. I was a terrible student at school. I joined Bain & Co. after graduation as a senior associate consultant. I have been typically one of the eBay boys of India. I started something. Chetna's gone for it.
Okay, I'm guessing this is Rohit Bansal of Snapdeal.
Took the Snapdeal route there. The answer is Dipinder Goyal. IIT Delhi, of course, given India so many entrepreneurs. He gets that wrong and will miss. Foodbay, of course, was sounding very similar to eBay, and it was a potential name conflict. Minus 50 to Chetna as we are, but he had to go for it literally. And the last 2 questions will put Alekia in that position of pressure as well. As we go to the penultimate one, question, hands on the buzzer. Here we go. It's a media giant which was founded by a voracious reader, Budhi Chand Maru and Gangaji Bai Shetai. They combined their names of Shetai and Maru. Ayush has gone for it. He's taking the risk. If he gets it right, he's going to Mumbai. Go ahead.
So Shetani and Maru gives Shemaru.
Your answer is Shemaru from the entertainment business. Ayush did not want to leave it to the last question. He gets the 50 that he required. Final question from this cluster, hands on the buzzer. I am a college dropout. I'm a billionaire businessman whose limited education almost led me to being rejected by my prospective father-in-law as a match for my dentist wife until an astrologer intervened and helped my marriage to go through. He has been in the news for many reasons, including being at the Taj Mahal Hotel when the Taj siege took place, to today having the rights. Akhil's gone for it, stopping me there on that story of an Indian. Yes.
Again, a half guess from the Taj attack. Is it Gautam Adani?
Oh, extremely well played. Extremely well played. Modern India being shaped by these modern groups. Gautam Adani is an absolutely good answer to get himself a 50. We will take a look at our final binge board here today. Here is what the story is all about. Alekia has played an absolutely brilliant game, taking nothing away from him, but he just got outbussed. And that really is the sad reality of formats like this. You can get outbussed sometimes. I think it happened to him today, but he finishes a very credible runner-up. Chetna taking some negatives which he should not have. But at the end of the day, absolutely calm, confident, and taking the initiatives himself, not waiting for others to make the mistake. Our champion from this cluster who moves into the nation's top 12, representing Ernst & Young, Ayush. Congratulations to you. He will move into the nation's top 12 at Mumbai. So ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure and privilege to have with us here today a young rising leader in the Tata fraternity. Someone who's got enormous amount of experience in the hospitality business, which is why I commented if he was the quiz master, he would give you an extra negative today for getting Ama wrong. He's someone who would have also smiled when I asked the last question, because that is a property which is extremely dear to his heart. He has shaped, nurtured and grown his own career at that iconic location, the Taj Mahal Palace at Mumbai. He's served at several other locations. He's an extremely astute hospitality person. extremely suave and savvy at the way he drives his team and builds the business. He is currently a young director of sales at the Taj Mahal Palace at Mumbai. It's our pleasure and privilege to have with us our guest of honor here today, Akshay Gupta. Thank you so much for joining us. Truly a pleasure to have you. Let me start with you actually before I ask you to do the honors. You not only come from the hospitality business, which faced a lot during the pandemic, you also come from the side which is revenue accountable in hospitality. That's like a double whammy to be in a pandemic. But the reality is, in many ways, it was the hospitality industry which was at the forefront, which actually showed how innovation can happen in tough times. And you were literally in the forefront of all of that. So with a lot of young India watching this, Akshay, I want you to share, you must have gone through a fair bit, in hospitality during those couple of years. But how did you all look at innovation in dire moments like that?
So, firstly, thank you very much, for having me on this wonderful panel. It's a pleasure to be amidst this intellectual and hardworking group. Must share, just before I just answer your question, sir, just, must share that I've always looked Tata Crucible as a very prestigious event, from hosting the finals at our hotel, the national finals, for being part of it. The program definitely has grown multifold, and I feel very happy for the team to, for this achievement. Coming back, to how we have been, I believe the pandemic really taught us extremely, agility was, one of the very large part of our professionalism which came out. We never thought that we'll be able to do things that we ever wanted to be or now are still continuing. The hotels have never thought to be doing food deliveries. We never thought to be catering food boxes, office caterings. We never thought that we'll go and explore world into food trucks. So Cumin, for all of us who would know, is a food delivery app. We now have Cumin food trucks, which then explored. Started from one city, we now are existing into at least 20 different cities where Cumin is present, and we have food trucks across in these 4 cities altogether. Thank you.
So well said. I think the young leadership really there demonstrating how even a pandemic can make you feel confident. I like that metaphor. Most of us were shattered with our confidence during that. And he put it so beautifully, saying how agility and innovation can make you feel confident to do things that you never imagined you could do. So beautifully articulated, Akshay. Thank you so much. Of course, for us, the Taj is integral to a Tata Crucible. We so look forward to being back this time, back at the Taj, of course, for the national final. A little far away from where you belong, but within Mumbai at Land's End this time. So we will be at the Land's End, because you seem to be completely sold out even for the Tatas, which is an interesting problem to have. It's nice, sometimes when I hear these statements that the Tatas don't get the Taj, that sounds paradoxical, but that was the truth. So we go to Land's End this time. But Akshay, I'd like you to stay back for just a second to give away the prizes. A beautifully played game by Alekhya, but unfortunately he'll have to settle, if I may use that word, for a runner-up. He certainly knew more than what that scorecard reflects. Congratulations to you as the runner-up here today. And ladies and gentlemen, taking nothing away from our champion here today. He played with confidence, he played with a lot of character, he knew when to score, and he knew when not to wait. He took the initiatives and scored when it mattered most. Our champion here today from Ernst & Young, Ayush. Congratulations, Ayush. Extremely well played to get to the national semi-final, and he will be among the nation's top 12. So that's a unique position for him to reach. Thank you so much. And if I can request Akshay, if you have a word for our champion as he moves into the nation's top 12 from the lakhs that take part.
Ayush, all I would say is the heartiest congratulations of being an inspiration, because we've seen at our, when we used to have these competitions and we used to see the winners or the participants coming for the national finals, they were like the celebrities for us. So thank you for being that one celebrity and an influencer. And I think all of you all here on the quiz board here across, you've really achieved a lot. So congratulations to all of you, and of course, I wish all the best for the finals again.
Thank you so much, Akshay. Truly appreciate your presence, ladies and gentlemen. Akshay Gupta from the Taj Mahal Palace, Mumbai, joining us as our guest of honor today. Appreciate your presence. Thank you so much, Akshay. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, there we are at the end of yet another cluster final, and this time, a consulting giant moving into the nation's top 12, Ernst & Young with Ayush. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer and closer to the business end of this season of Tata Crucible, but we will be back with you with the next cluster. Till then, from me, Pig Brain, from my young colleague Rashmi Furtado, for all those of you who've been watching this, keep watching as we will come back to you with the next cluster. Till then, goodbye, take care.